So today we'll be talking about international parity condition. So the first question here, they give you three different terms, okay, or three different theory here or framework here, depending on how you put it. So I won't give you the official definition of it because you can get all this definition in your textbook and in your lecture slide as usual. So let's start with the first one, the law of one price. When you come to the law of one price, what does this mean to you? Basically, in short, take this example. If a Big Mac in Malaysia is 350, okay? If a Big Mac in Malaysia is 350 ringgit, then a Big Mac in Singapore should also be converted back to ringgit as 350. So irregardless of whatever the currency rate there, or how the price of the Big Mac is being priced there, after converting it back to ringgit, it should be 350. Okay, so this one product price will determine the exchange rate. Okay, so in Malaysia it's 350, Singapore is 350. So in Sing dollar, let's say now the Sing dollar exchange, let's say in Singapore, means basically the burger will be sold at 2 Sing dollar. So if 2 Sing dollar, that means the exchange rate per Sing dollar is 350 divided by 2. So to exchange for Sing dollar is $1.75 per Sing dollar. This should be the exact rate. All right, but currently Sing dollar against ringgit is around 3 ringgit per Sing dollar. So if that's the case, that means the Sing dollar is overpriced. It need to be adjusted. So this is what it means by law of one price. One same product supposed to have the same value across the countries. Okay, so those differences in the exchange will be the exchange rate. Or those differences on currency being used in different country, that will be the exchange rate. All right, so this is law of one price. Very simple. So law of one price, they only use one product to determine the exchange rate. Okay, so their product supposed to be same value across all countries. So the difference on the prices in different country will be the exchange rate of your home currency. That is law of one price. Law of one price later move on to the next level, which is what we call the PPP. So PPP is the purchasing power parity. Okay, so PPP is purchasing power parity. Law of one price just now is based on one product. When it comes to PPP, they are talking about a basket of product. That means not only depending on one particular product, it depends on a lot of goods. Okay, so a lot of this price in all these goods across country, it should be the exchange rate denominator. Okay, so just now you use Big Mac. Now let's say a basket of product, Big Mac, fries, and Coke on package. So if the price Big Mac, fries, and Coke in Malaysia is 10 ringgit, then it should be 10 ringgit in Singapore also. All right, after conversion. So that's PPP. So this PPP is also being branched out into two sections. One is absolute PPP. The other one is relative PPP. All right. So absolute PPP is the very basic of the PPP. Means it only use a basket of product as the determining factor. So instead of taking one product, they take a basket of product. This is the basic PPP lah, like I explained just now. You take a basket of product to determine. So the formula for this is the spot price of domestic against foreign currency. It's equals to the price of domestic over price of foreign. Relative PPP is a bit different. Relative PPP also take into consideration of a basket of product, but they also take into consideration of a period of time. So relative PPP, they're talking about a period. Or in other words, they take time into consideration. When time comes into consideration, it means there will be inflation. Okay, so this one, they are talking about taking into consideration of inflation. So the formula for relative PPP is, this is the changes of the exchange rate equals to 1 plus inflation of home currency divided by 1 plus inflation of foreign currency. You can use home or domestic lah, up to you. So this is the difference in formula for absolute PPP and relative PPP. Absolutes, they just compare a basket of product instead of one product. Relative PPP, they take into consideration of inflation. So the three terms that we go through today, law of one price is using one product to determine the exchange rate across countries. Absolute PPP, it's a basket of product as a determining factor of the exchange rate. And then relative PPP is a basket of product taking into consideration of inflation, determining the changes of exchange rates. So these are the three terms that you need to understand. You need to know very, very to the core. All right, today is very basic, so you need to know this. Okay, this is only the beginning of the tutorial session. All right, this is only the first three theories being explained in layman term to you. So of course, when you look into the textbook and the lecture slides, they will be much more technical. There will be much more formality there. Much more financial jargon is being used too. So you can go and refer to those. So this is to assist you on having a simple imaginative of what these three representing. Okay. So as usual, if you have any questions, you can just drop your questions on the chat box. If I did not see any messages there, I will be assuming you are fine, and I will just move on to the next question. Okay, so yep, this is the first part. We will be moving on to the next section, talking about the calculation here. Okay. So question number 2 here. The 1-year interest rate in Singapore and US is 11% and 6% respectively. Singapore, it's 11%. US is 6%. The spot rate of the Sing dollar is 50 cents. The spot rate of USD to Sing dollar is USD 50 cents. This is what it means. And the 1-year forward rate of the Sing dollar, the forward rate, it's USD 0.45 against Sing dollar. That means 1 Sing dollar exchange 45 cents USD. All right, the current spot change rate is 1 Sing dollar, you change 50 cent USD. Assume there's zero transaction cost. Does interest rate parity exist? So IRP is another thing. So when you look at IRP, the name itself tells you what is it about, interest rate parity. Exchange rate adjusted according to interest rate differences. That is interest rate parity. So they take into consideration of interest. So the formula for IRP, future price equals to spot price multiplied by 1 plus interest of home country divided by 1 plus interest of foreign country. Okay, so some of you might not know which is home, which is foreign. I don't know what is it. How I want to determine is home or foreign. Very easy. If you don't know how to put it into this formula, very simple. Like in these questions, they're given to you as USD against Sing dollar. Then USD will be on top, Sing dollar will be at the bottom. If the question tell you is ringgit against euro, then ringgit on top, euro at the bottom. Easy. So for this question here, they want you to find IRP. You want to find the future value. Is this the value? So you find, you fill it. Spot exchange rate is 50 cents, 0.5. 1 plus the interest of H, that means on top, home country, USD, 6%, 0.06. 1 plus 0.11. So you'll be 0.5 multiplied by 1.06 over 1.11. So this gives you a value of 0.478. So 0.478 is not equal to 0.45. So this one given to you is undervalued. The value given to you in the future, it says that 1 Sing dollar can only change 45 cents. But you calculated by right, 1 Sing dollar should give you 47.8 cents. So this is undervalued. So when these two is not the same, means IRP does not hold. So they're supposed to be the same figure. If it's not the same figure, then IRP does not hold. Very simple. Okay, so I give you a few tips today. You don't know how to fill in the formula, you look back what the question tell you. What is against what? So what is on top will be the interest on top. What will be at the bottom? That's the interest of the country at the bottom. Simple, no rocket science. This is one easy way to tackle it. Okay, sometimes you'll be very confused when you look at the lecture slides. Denominator, numerator, what commodity currency, and so on and so forth. So you might be very, very confused with that. So you just follow the question. They tell you what is the figure. Put it in this way. The one on the top is here. The one at the bottom will be here. Easy. Okay, most of the time it will happen that way lah. Unless the question is being twisted in a certain way to make you confused. All right. So moving on to the next question, also a practice on IRP. Question number 3 here, but this one they separate into two parts. Assume the annual interest rate in the US are 4%, while the interest rate in France are 6%. So different question now. Now they tell you the interest rate in US is 4%. The interest rate in France is 6%. Part A. According to IRP, what should the forward rate premium or discount of the euro? So this one is to find whether it's premium or discount only. So this formula easier a lot. To see whether it's a premium or discount, the price, okay, is equals to 1 plus the interest of the home country over 1 plus the interest of the foreign country minus 1. Okay, so this question, they ask you what should be the forward rate premium or discount of the Euro B? So you want to know the whether the Euro is premium or discount. Okay, so Euro will be at the bottom. All right, you want to know the Euro rate. Euro is at the bottom. So simply put it, P 1 plus interest of USD 0.04, 1 plus 0.06 minus 1. So this will give you a negative figure because it's 1.04 over 1.06 minus 1. You will get negative 0.0189 or 1.89%. Negative. Bear in mind, if you are using percentage, it will be 2 decimal point. If you are using fraction, it must be 4 decimal point. Don't oversimplify it. Okay, so in this case, you see a negative there. This is indicating a forward discount. All right, this is indicating a forward discount. Then the next part, they tell you if the euro spot rate is $1.10 per euro, what should be the forward rate be? All right, so this is using the RRP formula, F equals to spot times 1 plus I of H and 1 plus I of foreign. So you already know the spot is $1.10. So on top is USD, the 1 plus 0.04. Bottom is euro, which is France. This should be the forward rate, 1.079 dollar per euro. All right. So, as you know, every single week after the tutorial, end of the week, your lecturer will share with you the solution. So in the solution, sometimes you see the solution give you some different figures here. So don't worry about that. Those figures sometimes is there. It's not wrong, huh? It's just that the solution being shown to you does not show you step by step like what I show you. Okay, so those solutions given to you, sometimes you will get very confused. You don't know what is going on there. Don't worry. So that one could be your extra references. But what I show you here is the most common step-by-step method to tackle that particular formula or to address to the mechanism of that formula. So if you have confusion after seeing the solution, don't worry, refer back to my tutorial. So this is not wrong, although the method that I use might be different, but this is the common method. In fact, the solution given to you might be a uncommon method. So this is a common method. This is a fixed formula. I don't make this up. It's there. It's already existed. Okay, so refer back to my tutorial. All right, I won't show you things that is not real or make up story. Can, huh? So I'm not saying that the solution is no good. Sometimes solution is too simplified. That's why you guys get confused. So when you look at solution, don't understand, then look back at my video, then you can get a better understanding.
Sir.
Next, another different theory here. Question 4 here. Assuming the last year short-term interest rate in France, short-term interest rate in France was 4.2%. Okay, short-term interest. This is France. That's 4.2%, 0.042. Forecast inflation, I, it's 1.8%. Then, in Germany, short-term interest is 3.5%. And then inflation is 1.6%. Based on this figure, compute the real interest rate. They want you to find the real interest rate. What is a real interest rate? Okay, so using the Fisher effect, let's see the Fisher effect. So what is the Fisher effect? The Fisher effect is basically this formula only. 1 plus R equals to 1 plus A multiplied by 1 plus I. The R here stands for nominal rate. The A here stands for the real rate, and this I is the inflation rate. The question just now, they want you to find this. So the important thing to know now, you want to know what is short-term interest rate. So short-term interest rate is the nominal rate. Because this is the rate that's being announced by the bank. So whichever rate being announced publicly, those are nominal rates. Okay, so let's find the real rate for France. France, use this formula. So 1 plus 0.042 equals to 1 plus A times 1 plus 0.018. So 1 plus A, it's equals to 1.042 over 1.018. A is equals to 1.042 over 1.018 minus 1. So you will get 0.0235 here, or 2.35%. Very easy. Once you know which one is real, which one is nominal, which one is inflation, it's very easy to get the answer. Repeat this process for Germany now. So Germany is the same, but they have different nominal rate here. So Germany is 3.5%, 0.035. 1 plus A. The inflation also 1.6 only. So 1 plus A is equals to 1.035 over 1.016. A is 1.035 over 1.016 minus 1. You will get 0.0187 or 1.87%. So some of you might be confused how to choose 2%. Just divide by 100. Okay, just change the fraction divided by 100. You get it into percentage. So this is the Fisher effect. It's a pretty bonus question if it's gonna come out in your midterm or in the final. So please be prepared. It's a very common question. So I do not see any questions being addressed to me yet. So it means that you guys understand this pretty well, I hope. All right. So just before I move on to the last question for today, is there any questions that you guys wanted to clarify with me?
Sir,
Yes.
for the second question, right? The formula that we utilize is basically the forward rate determination through RIP formula, right? Basically, because like it seems like it's different from the slide based on the one that we written. But yeah,
Question number 2.
yeah, the formula
How different?
as in the um for the numerator, like basically we are plus with we are plus with an interest rate of term currency times the number of days forward over 360.
Yes, if they give you the if you give you the date, but 360 is one what, so you no need to times anything here. What?
Oh, the question is 1 year, right?
Yep.
Is it? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
because
sir.
it's for 1 year. So 1 year is 360 days, what? So no need to times
Yeah,
and times one again. So if
okay.
it's a forward rate for 90 days, then you need to times with 90 out of 360 one.
Yeah,
That's the
okay.
difference. Okay, can
Yeah.
all right, very good. So I think that's a very good question also to clarify things, because the question that I was tackling just now is for 360 days is equivalent to 1 day. So no need to do the complicated calculation. You just what do you call it? Simplified it because it's multiplied by 1. So of course, when the question asks you for 30 days, for 90 days, then you need to time by the days to get the exact figure. Okay, good question there. So yep, moving on. This last question. This last question is a pretty confusing one. All right, so last semester, a lot of students cannot get the idea of this question. They do not know what is this question is about. Okay, so this question they ask you, suppose a change in expectation regarding future inflation in Malaysia causes the expected future spot rate to decline to 6.84 ringgit per pound. So there's something going to happen, okay? Then the future rate drop to ringgit 6.84 per pound. The spot rate of the foreign currency, the spot rate of the current foreign currency is 6.8585 per pound. And then they put a full stop there, given that the 1 year interest rate is 12%. So a lot of students were confused. This 12% is for ringgit or for pound. So it's actually for pound. They tell you given that the 1 year interest rate is 12%. That means the spot rate now is 6.8585 per pound. Okay, given that the interest rate is 12%. So pound. So in the UK, the interest rate now is 12%. The question wants you to find what is the interest in Malaysia. All right. So when you come to here, when you see there's F, there's S, there's interest rate of foreign country, they want you to find Malaysia. Okay, so this question will be RM against pound. All right. So the formula that you use is the same one. F equals to spot multiplied by 1 plus interest of Malaysia over 1 plus interest of UK. Okay, so again, these questions did not tell you a specific thing. So assuming it's for 1 year then, because the interest is also given for 1 year. So the future rate is 6.84. The spot rate is 6.8585. You want to find the top part. The interest at the bottom is 1 plus 0.12. So 6.84 divided by 6.8585 multiplied by 1 plus 0.12 equals to 1 plus interest of Malaysia. Oops. So interest of Malaysia is equal to 6.84 divided by 6.8585 times 1.12 minus 1. This is 1.1170 minus 1. 0.1170 is the interest, or 11.7%. I can guarantee you when the questions or solutions given for you for this question, you will be very, very confused because the formula given or used in the solution data will be very different from what I tell you here. So please be prepared. I know some of you might not be paying attention. Some of you did not attend this extra session also. So please watch the video in full so that you can understand what is going on. By just referring to solution given by your lecture might be not enough, might not be sufficient. Okay, so that is the questions that we will discuss today. And here's a reminder to you. Next week, we will be also having an online session just like this, but I haven't set the timing yet. Again, I will let you know on Teams. All right, I will update on Teams. And after this recording has been recorded properly, and then after this, I will upload it into a link and I will share the link in Teams so you guys can watch it on Teams. Again, okay, hopefully it could be a revision also. So the good thing is we will have 2 weeks of recording so that you can rewatch it and use it for your midterm test, hopefully. And yeah, is there any question from you guys before I end today's session?
Sir,